Hi, I'm Michael Caju.
And I'm Adee Caju, and you're listening to the WAG podcast. This podcast is about health, wellness, and personal development.
Each episode is a short conversation between Adee and I on a single topic with actionable steps. We cover everything from food, mindset, fitness, and relationships.
We started WAG because of the way health and fitness changed our lives, so we hope to share a tool or two that helps you along your way.
Hey, Adee.
Hey.
Thank you for joining us today. Today, we're talking about what to do if and when you gain weight or have different body changes during the winter. And it's not going into hibernation like a bear. Actually, you know what I want to do? I can't wait until Shy is old enough to be like our little Jamie, like Joe Rogan's Jamie. Like, hey, Shy, what percentage of a bear's body fat does he lose during the winter months? You know?
Are you going to make him do that?
Of course.
No, you're not. No. This is a listener question, and her name is Anne. And if you want to leave a question for us, you can head to workingagainstgravity.com/podcast, scroll down to start a recording, and then leave a question for us.
It's actually at the top of the page now.
Oh, it's at the top of the page now. So it's even
on the
easier.
right-hand side.
On the right-hand side, click it and leave us a question. We want to hear your voice and we want to answer your questions. But for now, we're answering Anne's, and let's play that for you.
Hi, my name is Anne. I've been part of WAG for about 2 years, and I have a question because I've now seen this as sort of a seasonal routine. As I leave the summer and enter into the fall winter season, I tend to put on a couple pounds, and it's not a big deal. It's usually just like 2 to 5 pounds, but it is a cycle that I'm hoping you can help me think about and address. I am someone who's incredibly active during the summer months. I'm biking and swimming and running a lot. I'm doing CrossFit workouts, and I'm just like moving. And then as the fall and winter approach, obviously we're spending more time inside. My work and schoolwork usually ramps up, so I'm spending more time at my desk. And I think this is why would make sense that I put on a little weight, but I also eat more in the summertime, I think, and drink some more alcohol. Anyways, I'm hoping you could give me some tips about how to avoid this like seasonal change weight gain, and also some tips about how to deal with the stress that it causes me. I don't think my like anticipating it really helps, and I get really anxious when the fall starts to close in. I live in Maine, and the days get shorter. It makes me both anxious, and I struggle to kind of follow my nutritionist advice about to continue eating. I like want to eat less because I'm just feeling a lot of anxiety around it. Thank you so much.
Anne, thank you so much. First off, you are awesome, and we so appreciate how long you've been with us, and we just love that you've had such great results with us.
I completely resonate with this question. I feel like my year as well as yours goes through cyclical changes where there's certain times of the year that the weather just really impacts how much I move and how much I eat and how I feel about life in general. Living in Austin, Texas does help. It's pretty much sunny most of the year. But if that's not an option for you to become our neighbor, you know, you can move to Arizona, you can move to Florida. But if that's not an option for you, we're going to talk about some things to think about if and when you experience.
So the first part of this is kind of what to do mentally, like how to cope with all of this. First and foremost, recognize that this is natural for our weight to fluctuate. Like this is something that all of us go through. And also really acknowledge yourself for how much you're crushing it. If your weight is so consistent all year that you're concerned about 2 to 5 pounds, you are doing amazing. We've worked with so many different people, and I can speak for myself. Like you are doing so much better than I am. So really just acknowledge yourself and give yourself credit for all of the hard work and consistency that you have.
Yeah, I think it's really awesome. And I think I would like to have a deeper conversation with you, and some questions that I would ask you that maybe you can ponder for yourself and talk with your coach about is what exactly about, because it sounds like you notice that there is this rhythm in this cycle and you have come to terms with it to some degree, but anticipating it is not helping. And I would ask yourself, what about it is causing the stress and anxiety? Are your clothes fitting a little bit differently? Is it the way that you're performing in the gym? Or is it something else completely? Because it sounds like there could be some other things that are contributing that we will get into a little bit later. But just ponder a little bit about what about it is making you want to break this cycle. Because I think the stress and anxiety around it can put a lot of focus there, and then actually could be it might seem counterintuitive, but it could make this whole situation harder. It's putting a little bit of a charge to, oh my gosh, the fall is coming and I gain 5 pounds every fall and I don't like it, and for XYZ reason. And that it's kind of like when I ride a bike. I'm not the best bike rider.
Yeah, she's not.
I'm a little bit anxious when I ride a bike and I see this tree or whatever in front of me and I'm like, don't hit the tree, don't hit the tree, don't hit the tree, and I'm looking right at the tree, and every time I run right into the tree. It's kind of like that. So I'm just curious, what about it is really creating that knot inside you?
So some reasons that this could be happening. Number one, and this may be the actual culprit, you already called out. It sounds like you're moving some amount less, and so you're a good bit less. Yeah, you're burning less calories. You're probably also outside less, which if you're out in the sun, you're probably burning more calories that way as well in the summer. So that could be a big one. There's also typically, I don't know if this is the case for you, but there's typically less motivation in the winter because we know we'll be all bundled up and there's 6 months until beach season when we're going to have our shirts off. So that could also be a culprit.
Yeah. And I don't think, I definitely know for sure that the stress and anxiety isn't helping as well. And I'm wondering if maybe sounds like you have a huge lifestyle shift from the summer to the winter months, where in the summer you are outside, you're getting vitamin D, you're hanging out with friends, you're drinking sometimes. I don't know how much, but you said more in the summer months than in the winter. You are biking and playing and doing CrossFit workouts and doing all these things. And the way you described it, I could tell in your voice that you had a lot of happiness around what you're doing in the summer. And you were feeling a little down about what happens in the winter, where you have more work that comes up. You're sitting at a desk, the weather changes, you're indoor more. And there was a little bit of a downer tone.
Which is also normal. Totally. I can so relate to that personally, if that's kind of the case for you. When I lived in Salt Lake City, it was gray for months, and I would get legitimately depressed every single year.
Seasonal depression, right? Mm-hmm. And I think one of the things that you did was you went to some tanning beds, right? Yep. And I think that really helped you.
Yeah, it felt really great. There's something, I don't know how good the research is on this, but there's some evidence to support getting vitamin D, just getting more vitamin D exposure. So sitting in a tanning bed occasionally can help in winter months. That also could be, that research could be funded by the tanning salons. I don't know.
Don't quote him on that, but it did make you feel better. And I think some people just honestly feel better when their skin is a little bit more tanned. Not promoting that you should be in tanning beds all the time, but
you have a great tan, Ann.
Could help. And it could be the heat too. So something that could be a better alternative might be going into a sauna and just being somewhere where you're getting warmed up, like your whole body's getting warmed up. I could see a sauna being something that just improves your mood and makes you feel really good.
Another thing is that there are typically a lot more temptations in the winter. All of the best holidays are in the winter: Thanksgiving, Christmas, Hanukkah, yes. Do y'all eat a ton of food during Hanukkah?
Yeah? We have jelly-filled donuts and chocolate
What about gefilte fish?
Gefilte fish is at every Jewish holiday, basically.
That's a funny thing. Gefilte fish.
Oh my gosh. I like it, depending on who makes it. So what you're saying is that there's lots of temptations in the winter months. So it could be worth we're moving to strategies where it's like, okay, how can we break the cycle? How you're anticipating that this might happen. You've talked to your coach about it. Your coach you could lower your calories. That is one option because you're moving less, and that could be it. It sounds like your coach might be suggesting that is not the case, and they know you significantly better than we do. You've been working with them for 2 years. So I would definitely listen to them. And it also could be maybe using a little bit more planning for the winter months, maybe not having temptations around, not like being a little bit better prepared for some things that might throw you off track during this time of year.
So this is embarrassing, but I spaced off for a second. Are you talking about strategies?
Yeah, I'm talking about removing temptations and how things are more tempting in this period of time of the year.
Got it. Also, like Adee was like you were talking about earlier, there seems to be some sort of stress and anxiety related to this. And so just focusing on what you might be able to do that just makes you happier in general. Are there certain people that you want to spend more time with? Are there certain activities that get you active that you could be doing that just lead to you feeling more alive and energized in life? And we think that if you're doing that, you're going to be more motivated. You're going to, obviously, if you're picking things that are moving your body, you're going to be expending more calories and just really setting yourself up to potentially control your weight even better than you already are.
And I'm so curious, are there things that you can do in the winter months that some activities that you just, would be new and exciting? I always get like so happy and so excited when I'm doing a new activity and get to it's kind of a distraction from all the other things. So right now, Michael and I have recently started rock climbing, and I think about it a lot, and I go spend a lot of time doing that. And that time probably would be spent sitting on the couch and watching TV or doing something a little bit more sedentary. And it's been really, really fun having this new activity and adventure. And you seem to live in a place that there's this severe seasonal change. We don't. But for you, maybe, skiing or snowboarding or going to an indoor rock climbing gym that you can do that indoors. Doing, if like across, not nobody, it doesn't sound like you want to do multiple CrossFit classes in a day. And, some of the outdoor activities aren't available, but it could even be a creative pursuit. Like maybe it's a painting class, or maybe it's like something different that can just like perk up your mood a little bit when this time of year you're sitting at a desk a lot more and you're not getting to do the things that you love to do. Are there things that you've never tried before that you could do during the winter that can perk you up a little bit more? And I think happiness is just such a huge contributing factor to our consistency in our diet, how we're treating ourselves, the choices that we make when it comes to the way that we move, the way that we feel. Like it's such a big factor. And I'm wondering if that resonates with you. Try it on. If it doesn't fit, leave it, ignore me. But
if you try being happier and it doesn't work out. Hey, Shai, look up rock climbing gyms in Anne's hometown. That would be great. He's 4 years away from that, maybe?
No. Really appreciate the question and I hope that this was helpful. Thanks for joining us. Stay in touch by signing up for our newsletter at workingagainstgravity.com or on Instagram at workingagainstgravity.
And don't forget to subscribe to us on iTunes, leave us a 5-star review, and refer a friend. We'll be back next week with another episode. Talk to you then.